Hey explorers. Well, I just finished rebuilding my Coleman stove, and I thought I'd light it on camera and see if it's actually going to work or not. Um, we've had this stove. This is probably our first piece of camping equipment. We bought this right after we were married around 1981 at a yard sale, used. It was actually manufactured early 60s, and it's a pretty rare stove. If you go on YouTube, you see a lot of 425H's and stuff like that, but you hardly ever see a 425C, and that's what this is. So I set out to completely restore it, but I decided to just make it functional. So what I did was the whole inside was black. I got a degreaser, got most of it out, but it got to the point where if I took any more off, I was taking the paint off and exposing the metal to future rust. So I stopped right there. I got a little bit of WD-40 and wiped it down, which not only is a solvent but has an oil in it, so hopefully it'll protect the metal. I took all the guts out, took these things completely apart, cleaned them with a wire brush like this on a drill, actually on a Dremel tool. Only the brush I was using to clean the inside elements of this was quite small. But I got them all cleaned up. The tank, I was having problems with leaking on it, so I put a new rubber grommet in the gas cap here. I replaced this entire assembly right here, not because it wasn't working, but we had never had a knob. We'd use pliers to turn it with, and the piece of metal that was sticking out was so stripped that a knob wasn't going to go on it. So I just replaced the whole unit. I went to replace the pump, and I do have a replacement. It's got a little rubber boot that you put oil on, and that's what pumps the air into it. But I noticed that the original pump had a leather boot on it. I've heard they're better. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to oil that up and give it a try, and it still works fine, even though it is over 50 years old. Um, I think this thing officially classifies as an artifact. It was built in the early 60s, and it is a pretty rare stove. Anyway, without further ado, let's see if this thing's going to fire up or not. I pumped some air in it. Seems to be holding air pretty good. I hope I don't blow myself up. I had a bunch of flammable stuff here on my workbench, and I removed that, so we should be good to go. And let's see what happens. Make sure this one's off. I hear flow. Boom! Just kidding. Uh-oh, this isn't good. Oh, wait, there's a flame. Okay. And the instruction on Coleman is that you keep this knob up for 1 minute, and then you turn it down to burn. And what that does is that it heats up this element, which somehow, I think it causes the propane to disperse into a gas better. So, that flame looks quite nice on it, though. See if I can turn it down yet. Yep. Get a little of the yellow out. I probably did it too early. Let's take it down a little. Like the flames coming out of the nozzle is kind of weird. Oh, wait a minute. It's changing. Okay. Okay, there. It's heated up. Well, almost. Let's try out the other one here. See what happens. Nope, it's lit. Coming online. That's full blast right there. Oh yeah. Working pretty good. I'm very happy. I could have bought another stove, but I don't know. After camping all these years with this stove, I don't know. It's hard to explain. It's kind of like the spirit of my trips are in this stove or something weird like that. And I just didn't want to lose the spirit of the stove. So I'm very happy that I was able to get this thing up and running again and at least looking functionally good. And it was a lot of fun, but I'll tell you what, it was a lot of work too. So next, I have a stove here a friend of mine gave me, Eric Meyer. It's a 413H, and give my hand at that, give it a shot, and see what I can do. So that's it. Talk to you later.